Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we start with the video and a lot of very interesting topics I have for you today, I want to say that if you don't see any videos on YouTube in the next few days, week or so, the reason is because YouTube is, I believe, stealing money from the content creators. I discovered certain videos that had number of views, number of hours. The way how they are paying is about 1/3, 1/4 of what it's supposed to be paid. So that being said, I've mentioned this before, a lot of my videos have been demonetized. Now I see those that are monetized are actually being reduced. The payments are being reduced, which makes absolutely no sense when you look at the numbers. Anyway, just quick information that is important. So if you don't see any videos on YouTube, just go to my Patreon and Locals, those two platforms, and I will be posting the videos there. So guys, today, a lot of things to cover. We will definitely look into this situation in Venezuela. And was it a human sacrifice? Was it land grab? What was that? And we will actually look into the happy story. There are many happy stories, I'm sure, in spite of this tragedy. We will also look into Italy. We're going to start with Italy, actually. And why is that? Because Italy could be the next so-called promised land for you know who. The story is about the region that I'm going to show you now on the map, and then we're going to play the video with some more details. So the name of the region or of the place is Valsesia. Here it says Alania Valsesia. First, I show you the map so you have an idea. Here is Milan, which is north of Italy. So here you have Switzerland. And if you just zoom it closer, let me show you one more time. Here is the region where I am circulating. You see, so it's very close to Switzerland in the mountains. And how that region looks like. Very beautiful, isn't it? Truly beautiful. Valsesia, the greenest valley in Italy. Absolutely stunning. So, if you're interested to see more pictures, you can look it up. And now let me take you to the story about this, because the day before yesterday, I came across one post and I said to myself, okay, let's wait for more information. And I was able to find more information today. So I will be sharing this with you. Italian Alpine Valley turning into Israeli colony. That's right. Valsesia, a remote alpine valley in Italy's Piedmont region, had been turned into an Israeli colony as around 80 Israeli families arrived, 80 so far, maybe more, in the area as part of the deliberate collective relocation initiative known as a Progetto Baita. While the new residents and the mayor of Varallo, the main town in the valley, have celebrated the influx for reviving abandoned areas, the situation has sparked localized tension. So it looks like the way they are presenting it is that, you know, there's a lot of regions in Italy that are not so much populated. They used to be. There are many old small towns, old villages. You can purchase a lot of real estate in Italy for pretty decent amount of money. You have to renovate a lot of those places. Nevertheless, there is a lot of opportunity in Italy. So what is the story behind it? I came across this video that gives us some more explanation to what's really going on.
of an Italian alpine town. A bullet sent to the mayor of an Italian alpine town has pushed a little-known Israeli settlement project in the country into the spotlight. The envelope, delivered to the office of Varallo mayor Pietro Bondetti in northern Italy's Valsesia Valley, contained a .40 caliber bullet and a threat targeting the growing number of Israeli families settling in the region. Italian authorities opened an investigation, while national media framed the incident as part of a wider rise in anti-Semitic threats across Europe. But investigations published by Haaretz over the past 3 years reveal a much broader story behind the expat community relocating into the Piedmont Alps. Beginning in 2023, the Progetto Baita initiative started organizing the relocation of Israelis into depopulated mountain towns across Valsesia. What began with a handful of families expanded after the start of the genocidal war on Gaza into a network that now includes dozens of Israeli households, remote workers, artists, doctors, tech professionals, entrepreneurs, and real estate investors purchasing and renovating abandoned homes across the valley. Interviews published by Haaretz documented many participants describing disillusionment with Israel's government, militarization, economic pressure, and its multi-front war. Some described themselves as seeking distance from war and instability, while local Italian officials promoted the arrivals as an economic and demographic revival for shrinking alpine communities. At the same time, criticism surrounding the project has grown. One report by the Italian Times questioned the emergence of concentrated Israeli enclaves in rural Italy, while highlighting the contrast between Israelis able to relocate freely across Europe and Palestinians in Gaza remaining trapped under genocide, siege, bombardment, and severe movement restrictions. In case you haven't noticed, there's a growing pattern of Israelis going to Cyprus, Greece, Argentina, Albania, and now Italy to escape the wars they started, at the expense of local communities. Hebrew signs and Israeli flags start appearing everywhere. Real estate is bought up and locals are priced out. What we should ask now is this: what will Italy do to ensure it doesn't meet the same fate as these other countries? A bullet sent to the mayor of an Italian
Hmm. Yeah. Sometimes I am just speechless because it seems like they cover the entire planet Earth. But again, I ask this question I have asked weeks ago or months ago. How many of them are out there? It's like mushrooms. So Milan is gonna have a lot of new clients, probably, I guess. Now, let me take you to another story. And that is actually, since we are on the topic of migration, I came across a very interesting video. An Irish woman approached some migrants in Ireland and she asked them why they migrate without families, why they leave their countries without families if they are escaping the war. Because, they say they were escaping the war. So why are they leaving without wives, children, other family members, women, just men, right? Usually in a military age men, young men, those are who are arriving to Europe. So let's take a listen and let's take a look. If you don't hear the recording too well, you have subtitles there, so you will be able to read it. So let's take a look and listen.
Afghanistan. Afghanistan. And why is it only your man that has come and no family with you?
Because it's so difficult to bring a family with that way we are came here. So it's
Well, you would, if you were fleeing a war, would you bring your family with you and whatever possessions you have?
with the woman and children is so difficult.
Well, why would you flee war for your safety if your safety is in danger and leave your children there?
Sorry, I told you we did not have a time. So
Did I write ahead?
from Afghanistan,
Afghanistan. Oh.
we born
Yeah, they don't have time. Someone put in the comment over there in that post that they are not fleeing from the war. They are here to start one, or they came here to start one. I wonder how many of them know what is their purpose. I don't think all of them know that purpose. Some of them probably are deliberately following the purpose. But there is another information that I want to share with you, and this is about protected areas on our planet. Let's read this, guys, because not just artificial intelligence and the data centers, but there are other things that can affect this planet. And what is this? Trump just opened the Pacific most protected waters to commercial fishing. Let's read this. Trump says he has an American first fishing policy. Now it's coming to protected waters in the Pacific. A new US proclamation has opened over 500,000, so 500,000 square miles of protected Pacific marine sanctuaries to commercial fishing, igniting a fierce debate over economic opportunity versus environmental conservation. The executive order scales back decades of protection in ecologically sensitive areas like Hawaii's, and I'm not going to pronounce this name, Marine National Monument. This vast sanctuary is home to more than 7,000 species, including endangered Hawaiian monk seals. So you remember those seal that Ukrainian guy was throwing stones at? I think that was one of those. Humpback whales and green sea turtles. Scientists warn that introducing commercial longliness, did I say it correctly? And nets could trigger a trophic cascade, a destructive domino effect caused by removing apex predators, devastating delicate marine food webs. For native Hawaiians, the decision is also a cultural blow, as the name of the place that is hard to pronounce is revered as a sacred spiritual sanctuary where life originates and souls return after death. So that's what Trump just signed into the existence. Now, since we are staying on the topic of Earth and waters, actually, I want to show you this video. This is actually very good video. It shows you what took place in the last day or so with those earthquakes. So look, all those regions that were affected within just 24 hours, you have Venezuela, those two right here, 7.2, 7.5, the strongest. Then you have, let me see, Colombia, I think, right here. You also have Japan, 6.9, Philippines, and I think Papua New Guinea, that's another one. So now, guys, the aftermath of that earthquake, two earthquakes in Venezuela, looks like this. And one more video. Absolutely not a coincidence. And then I want to show you a beautiful story, actually. So look, this is how Venezuela looks like. Let's read this post. 24 hours from the strong double earthquake of magnitude 7.2 and 7.5 that shook Venezuela on June 24th. Material and human damages continue to be assessed in the center west of the country. Major cities affected and with reports of structural damage, collapse, or service failure include Caracas, Cartia La Mar, and La Guaria, Maron and San Felipe, Guatire, and Maracay. Now, horrific stuff. Absolutely, look at this. I'm going to play a very interesting video for you in a moment. But now I have to go back to myself for a moment and explain what we're going to watch next. There's a lot of tragedy in the world, but sometimes when you come across videos like this, in spite of those horrific events, you feel there are good stories too. So here you're gonna see a dog, because I love dogs, and I know that, you know, some people probably say you should love people more, but I have trouble, especially lately, loving people. I am nice to people, but a lot of people carry the energy and attitude that is very hard for me to deal with. Not to even mention the ones that I am talking about in my videos and reporting on what they are involved in. So when I see dogs, my heart goes to them because I'm a huge dog lover. So let's take a look at this story. This is also from the same earthquake in Venezuela.
Ven, tómate un poquito. Ya, no quiero más. Choro, viene.
El pote de la vaina, sácalo.
Vamos a buscarla ya, papá. Vamos, papá, vamos, ya estamos cerca.
Yeah, I love this. You know, I don't know how about you, but you can leave in the comments. Do you love dogs more than people lately? Or always? So now let me play the video for you. This is a man I don't know. You know, I came across someone on Instagram who is talking about why that earthquake, those two earthquakes, took place. Because I asked this question yesterday, is it deliberate or it's Mother Nature? Now, knowing how many regions have been affected, I think this is not a coincidence at all, in my opinion. There are many explanations probably for each country, but this guy is going to explain to us, he's going to present to us his opinion about why they did this to Venezuela. From the spiritual standpoint, this is his side of the story. And I will comment on this after I play this video for you.
So Venezuela just shook. This isn't geology, this is war. On June 24th, two earthquakes hit Venezuela back to back. A 7.2, then 40 seconds later, a 7.5. The largest quake to hit Venezuela in over 125 years. Buildings collapsed in Caracas. 164 confirmed dead. Thousands feared. A tsunami warning was even issued. The airport shut down, and the nation declared a state of emergency. I need you to understand something. This isn't just a natural disaster. June 24th is a national holiday in Venezuela, the Battle of Carabobo in 1821, the day they declared independence from Spain. See, the people were home, the buildings were full, and the earth opened up. Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rulers of dark places. Not all of you are going to understand this. I'm talking to the ones who's awake. See, this is principality move. Most people don't know this, but let me show you something deeper. Venezuela sits on the Caribbean plate, literally where two tectonic systems collide beneath the sea. In Job 41, it describes Leviathan, the beast that stirs the deep. That makes the water boil like a pot, that causes the earth to tremble at his rising. See, the ancients, they weren't writing mythology. They were describing something real that moves beneath the surface of this world. Now follow me. Venezuela sits on the largest proven oil reserves on earth, more than Saudi Arabia, more than Iraq, more than any nations on earth. Oil is ancient energy, compressed life from the deep earth, the lifeblood of global power. And the nations that control oil control the throne. Just before the earthquake, Maduro had already been captured by US forces, and Venezuela is in a political collapse. See, the system, it doesn't want you connecting the dots. Just think about this for a second. On National Independence Day, everyone is at home at 6 p.m. and then an earthquake happens. This is not random, brothers and sisters. This is orchestrated in a realm that most people can't see. Be still, know thyself, and know God. All praise due to the Most High. All praises.
So I know some of you are probably what he's talking about, but he approached that event from the spiritual and I would say even religious standpoint. But there are a few things to it. I think the date that I didn't know about, that it was Independence Day, which is important because it's also psychological. If you attack the country on the Independence Day like that, and he mentioned that creature that lives in the waters. Some people say this is crazy. Actually, I believe in things like that. And I think that kind of energy is what collaborates with a certain bloodline nation that we are not big fan of lately. You know, it's a very, very tin foil hat subject, and a lot of people probably will not agree with this. I do. So there are more reasons to those earthquakes that took place yesterday. And when you look at those countries, very strategic. I think besides the aspect of psychological warfare, like hitting the country on the Independence Day, I will repeat again, another reason is to relocate certain nation over there because, you know, there's a lot of places now. We have Cyprus, we have Greece, Greek islands, we have, of course, Argentina, we have part of Chile. They are trying in Thailand. It's not really that successful, but they are trying. And now we have Italy as well. Albania, of course, right? That's another thing. I don't know, like everywhere, pretty much. And Ukraine, how I always forget about Ukraine. So guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I will explain one more time why tomorrow and the following days my videos will be only on Patreon and locals. That is because when I put effort into something and they are playing the games with me and literally like stealing the money, because that's what it is, or not even paying what's supposed to be paid, I think I would rather go somewhere else for some time, because at least I know that the effort that I am putting into some topics, not just by researching, by also recording it, talking about it, lowering my own energy very often, most of the time, at least I know that I will be paid for there. And that's how I pay my bills, everyone. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. If you appreciate the content, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share, comment. And if you want to join me for the next videos, go to Patreon and locals, and you find me there. Lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. And one more thing I almost forgot, and that is really something very personal and special for me. Yesterday, one of you left a comment, and I want to acknowledge you and appreciate your comment very much because it means a lot to me. This is from my video yesterday. Laura, you can see right here, I pinned her comment. Laura Newcomb, she says this: Anya, I want to encourage your audience here to view your Instagram channel. I did for the first time yesterday on a friend's account and was absolutely stunned by the beauty you have exhibited in your travels. Remarkably beautiful. Your YouTube channel I follow is where I met you first. I seek the truth and beauty for my life. Thank you. And I really appreciate this comment, Laura. Thank you so much. I already responded to you because for a number of years I have been creating my Instagram page, my Instagram account. Actually, there was some time when my Instagram was gone, then I created a new one. And my intention is to really show you beautiful places that I traveled to. So it's like my life album in a way. It reminds me of the events and places and moments that I experienced. And that's why those of you who have Instagram and would like to follow me there, you know, I always had this dream to have 10,000 followers on Instagram. I wasn't able to accomplish it yet. But if you have Instagram and you haven't been following me yet, maybe you can help me to get there. The name is Anya K_44. And like Laura said, you can find a lot of places in the world. There is a lot of images from Russia as well, if you scroll all the way down, and different countries, beautiful areas. So make sure to follow me, check it out, and maybe I can get this year to this 10K followers. That would be great. So guys, let me find myself again here. Okay, thank you so much for watching. And I say it again, lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. And I see you on Locals and Patreon tomorrow and the following days. Bye, everyone.